You are the architect of your future, and that has been shown time and again by a few exceptional people. Bill Gates is one of the best known entrepreneurs of our time. He wrote his first computer program at the age of 13. Gates continued to follow up his dream and achieved his goal by setting up Microsoft, a company which now has 90,000 employees and is worth over $100 billion. But what is it that drives him and others like him? Is it just passion, or is there something else?
The distinction that we should really draw is how impulsive you can be or you can't be, right? Just look at the world around us and the way the world around us is designed today for our convenience. If you want food, how long does it take for you to get food? Just order, you'll get stuff in 30 minutes. If you want to buy that car which you can't afford today, you can get a loan. You want to eat at that restaurant and you're not carrying cash, there's a credit card. You want to eat delicacies which take years or hours to cook, there's a ready mix available today. You want to lose weight, they have a 5-day program for you to do that. So, a lot of the world today is designed around giving you quick results, right, and giving you gratification instantly. And all these things today follow a very simple formula called, let me have the gratification of having this today, let me have the pleasure of this today. If there is a pain of dealing with paying EMIs or dealing with my obesity or dealing with something that I did not manage, I will deal with the pain later. Whereas what most high performers do, they are able to control this. It is like fruit. You can either pick the fruit before it is ripe, or you can wait patiently. There is a lot of urge to go and get that mango off the tree, but you will wait patiently till it is ripe. And that is a skill or an attitude called delayed gratification, where the formula reverses, where you will say, I am willing to forego the pleasure today for pleasure later. I am willing to tolerate pain today. So, I am willing to build the company today to make it $1 billion enterprise later. I am willing to exercise today to lose weight in a healthy manner. And that is something that enterprising people do without losing any passion.
Okay. So you're saying the perseverance and the patience is a very important aspect of exceptionality, though when you look at the outward manifestation of exceptionality, you think it is a one straight line to the top. You're saying that it is a long one straight line to the top.
You know, I read an interview with one of the entrepreneurs who had apparently made it big recently, and the person asked him, oh, so you've been an overnight success? He said, yes, it's taken me 20 years. So, you know, we like having these overnight successes, but like you said, it's a long hop, and there's a series of behaviors that you have to exhibit to really get there.
But at these times when expectations from an individual are high, is there enough time for one to understand their own selves? How important is it to clearly set your short-term and long-term goals?
How do I manage quarterly targets if I've got a 5-year vision? How do I get success today and keep the longer term in mind? What successful managers do is recognize that both the short term, the need for immediate results, and the need for long term results are not opposites. They are just part of a continuum, and you need to recognize it as a continuum, because if you do not see it as a continuum, you will see this as the enemy of that, right. So, a simple thing called top line and bottom line, they are not two ends of they are not opposites, they are just on, it is called a polarity, right, and you need to recognize that polarity and manage it.
Actually, you're right, absolutely, because there are a lot of people who just focus on work and then their burnout is very high.
That's true.
So you also have to be a long distance runner in the context of today's world.
True.
Because you can also burn out very high because of the kind of pressures that you have.
Absolutely, and the skill of really stifling your impulsiveness to produce everything today and burn out later is really a key skill in managerial effectiveness or leadership effectiveness.
Okay. So we've got the first bit of how to choose to win, which is self-awareness and what it really does. To sum up our discussion, what are the 4 things that or 5 things or 6 things that I could do to say, okay, fine, this is how I want to understand myself and this is how this is going to help me, to sum up our conversation?
At this stage, I think where we are really building on understanding who you are, what drives you, etc., really focus on understanding that you're wired a certain way and get awareness on the way on your wiring in terms of what drives you, what inhibits you, what excites you and what doesn't. And also get awareness around the fact that you may be acting out of automatic preconditioned behaviors. And one of the fundamental things you need to do is to constantly check, am I reacting automatically or am I choosing? Am I choosing deferred gratification or am I just reacting automatically and falling into instant gratification? With this awareness, there is a lot that can be done. The skilling is the relatively easier part of it.
It turns out that self-awareness is your own responsibility. Don't wait for the boss, the teacher or your friends to tell you who you are and what you can do. Though they are important in your life, it is you who decide your future. On the next episode, we discuss how managing relationships at work play a crucial role and how you can deal with failures and use them as steps towards success.
It's a question of understanding that you're independent, but there's a lot to gain from that interdependence. But interdependence doesn't come naturally to us.